updates and the news and everything else. And actually, I figured I'd just go live with y'all. So if y'all just now tuning in, and you're just seeing the rebroadcast of this, always remember that you can hit the links. I really appreciate that. Stringer Bell 80, that's Cash App, $ STRINGERBELL 80. Make sure you hit that. And also make sure you hit those GoFundMe links and the PayPal link also if you do not choose to deal with that. So here's the news. Unfortunately, we've had some news about Mo3. And the news about Mo3 goes simple as this: is details of what actually happened in his shooting. And details are emerging more and more and more. There's multiple outlets that are talking about it right now. So I'm going to give you guys the details, simplest form, and I'm not paraphrasing here. So basically, there was a girl that Mo3 was at her house, and this is in Texas. And I believe the way, hey, what's going on, Debbie? To believe the story the way it goes is he was leaving the girl's house. The girl was either followed, which this is the part that's in trivia. The girl was either followed by these gentlemen and saw him coming to the girl's house, or two, the girl was in on it and actually had those guys set him up. So as he was leaving the house, he pulls off. I want you to walk with me, imagine this here. He pulls off from a house, he's starting to be followed. They say he looks back and notices he's being followed from what the story is saying. And he then speeds off and he takes I-35 down in Texas. He jumps on that highway, subsequently crashes his car, and then the violence that took place takes place. Now, this is the story that's bashing around. Now, you saw I gave two perspectives because that's how a court of law is going to look at it. And those two probabilities are: one, she did set him up, which happens more frequently than a lot of people think. Oh, yeah, definitely. And then two, there's a possibility that she knew absolutely nothing about it, and those guys just happened to follow her to her house. And I also know stuff like that that's happened too. You are a celebrity. You were on Instagram a lot, and a lot of people knew who you were, you know? And the thing that kills it is, you know, I don't know if you guys saw the video I threw up about Slim Thug, because I was just talking about Slim Thug earlier. I said, let me check, see if he said anything. And he did. He did. Watch that video if you get a chance. He's speaking on a lot of violence that's happening down in Texas or whatever. Now, speaking on Texas again, it's our third time. Benny the Butcher, Griselda Records in upstate New York, who's known with, Conway the Machine. He was shot in the leg in Houston. Yeah, not too long ago. He was sitting in the parking lot with some of his entourage in a Walmart parking lot of all places. He was sitting in a Walmart parking lot. A Walmart, hey man, hey Annette, what's going on? He was sitting in a Walmart parking lot for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they was blowing one down, who knows? But for whatever reason, he was sitting in the parking lot. He was amongst two other people. 5 individuals pulled up to him, jumped out the car, subsequently pulled out guns and told him to give it up. They wanted the chains. I guess it was taking too long, as reports say, and Benny ends up getting shot in the leg. This is in Houston. So now you have 1, 2, 3 different people that have been shot in the head. I'm not your man and I'm on live. What's going on? No, that's not my hat. Thank you. So now we got 3 different artists right now that have been shot down there in Houston. So I'm looking at myself and I'm saying to myself, you know what? There's a problem. And I've not only been speaking on this problem once, but I've been speaking on this problem several times now, and nobody seems to get it. And the thing is this: if you don't start getting it now, you'll never get it. And it's going to get worse. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. A lot of these people are looking like food right now, these rappers are. You running around, you got jewelry on, you buying new stuff, you diving in pools. I was just talking about this. And now under the pandemic and under the economic pressure that we're under, this is how people are coming at you. And they're not going to, like I told you before, they're not going to go after whites. They scared. Ain't nobody robbing Kim Kardashian. Ain't nobody robbing Kylie Jenner. Ain't nobody robbing killing any East White Stars. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, what would happen if you found out that Khloe Kardashian got shot in the foot? Or if you found out that Paris Hilton got shot in the foot? What would happen? What do you think will be the recourse for that? See, this is what I was talking about earlier, and a lot of people said I was mad. No, I wasn't mad. I was trying to, that's the only way some of y'all listen is somebody yell at y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, people get mad at me when I say things the way I say it, but I'm just trying to tell you that, yeah, Benny got shot, man. Benny got shot down in Houston. Just to repeat that again, Benny and his crew was sitting out in a car in the Walmart parking lot in Houston, Texas. And evidently, some gentlemen ran up to him. And they said, you know what, you look like a lick. And they pulled out guns. 5 gentlemen pulled up in the car, pulled out guns, told them to, run the jewels, whatever. And I guess they said they would take it too long. And one of them shot Benny. The 4 other ones that were with the guy that shot, that was shooting, they took off. And Benny and his crew took off as well. They went to the hospital, or on their way to the hospital, whatever they did, they called the cops and, rest is history. But yeah, Benny got shot. Benny the Butcher has been shot. Hi, it's Tanisha from Philly. Stay strong, okay? I love your work. Thank you, Tanisha. Sherry Pendleton. Hey, Sherry, what's going on? Hello, everybody in the chat. Roxanne, what's going on, sister? I hope you're feeling better. Definitely. Blessings. And guys, if you want to hit my Cash App, it's $STRINGERBELL80. Also, links are in the description, so you just got to hit that description box right now in this video, and you just hit that, and it's one there for PayPal, GoFundMe, all that. As many of y'all know, I stay in a homeless shelter. I'm trying to get the hell up out of there. It's getting real cold out here, so, and plus all this mess is going on. I just want to get to a real quiet place. I don't want to be in no cities right now, but definitely I don't want to be nowhere where, you know what I'm saying, like. Now, I won't say I want to be in those cities. I'll just say I want to be close to the city where I can work, but I don't want to live in the city. That's my modus operandi. You know what I mean? So I hope you can understand that and hit them links and donate or whatever right now tonight. I'm going to be with y'all for about an hour because it's kind of cold out here. Then I got to go because it gets a little too chilly out here. You see, I'm prepared, boy. You know what I mean? It's the Northeast. Sherry, what's up with you, Dad? Hey, what's going on? Now, we just talking about the violence. I heard Boosie got shot, too. Yeah, Boosie got shot, too. I talked about that earlier. Boosie got shot in the leg. Another person got shot in the leg. I guess a lot of people down in Texas are shooting people in the legs. That sounds like a warning shot when we in the Northeast here. But, yeah, it is what it is. I spoke earlier and I said I think Jay Prince needs to hit the street. And I also mentioned Slim Thug, and I had found some stuff that Slim Thug had put up and was talking about the situation. So I'm proud he came out, and I think more of the OGs or so-called OGs need to come out more often and start saying things that are of relevance. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of motherfuckers is out here right now, and they ain't saying what needs to be said to these young boys, and now the young boys is attacking the old boys. You know what I'm saying? It's looking crazy out here. It's looking real crazy, and this is all apart from hip-hop. The current sound in hip-hop anyway. You know what I'm saying? And my allegiance right now is helping y'all funnel y'all way up out of it. You know what I'm saying? And if it takes, sometimes that tough love is a real love. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to talk to people. And I've been waiting years to have the amount of people I needed to talk and resonate and spread this information. So please share my videos. More importantly, every like that you give on my video helps me flood more. So even if you don't want to hear it, you know what I'm saying, let somebody else hear. But please like the video. Please share this. Please make sure it gets out to the right people so they can hear it too. The tone and the time has come for y'all to switch the tone that y'all listening to in this music. The music that y'all listening to right now is set on a certain tone. It's set in certain chords or whatever to make your cerebrally react with your dopamines in a negative fashion. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why it all sounds the same, because it's all in the same chord. If you listen real carefully to the construction of a trap song, or the deconstruction of a trap song, as we say in the music, if you can deconstruct the song, and if you're not familiar with that term, I'll let you know what that means. When you deconstruct the song, basically, you're breaking down every instrument that was in that song. You're breaking down every chord, every bridge, every melody, everything like that. You're breaking that down, and what you're doing is you're taking that and you're trying to either reassemble it in sorts by trying to create those same chords yourself for your own composition, or either two, you're trying to make a whole totally new composition based on a framework of an old composition or a pre-existing composition that's already there. So that's what I mean by the deconstruction of a song. It happens frequently. That's why you hear a lot of songs that almost sound the same, or people will, what you call it, copying a song, and they will put it into another effect or something like that, or whatever, whatever. So a lot of times when you hear these things and they go down the way they go down, it's because it's a particular monotone in the music that's actually making these people react like this. Now, if you don't believe me, okay, if you don't believe me, I implore you to go check out this information for yourself and find out how dopamines and music literally go hand in hand as far as emotion. Music even curves the growth process of plants. If the right music is played at the right tone, it will enhance the growth of plants. It will put animals in better or worse moods. Music tones. Music tones are very important, and you understanding how the hip hop, not only the hip hop business works, but the music industry in itself. See, a lot of people are under the contexture that it's just specifically hip hop that's affected. No, before hip hop, it was rock and roll. And whether it was Janis Joplin, whether it was Jesus Christ, Jimi Hendrix, many other different artists, they were blaming them just like they blaming the hip hoppers of down today. And a lot of them were white. They wasn't black, they were white, especially at that time. We're talking the 50s, 60s, 70s. I take things back that far because you have to understand the initiation, sort of to say, as a lot of you like to use these words and the Baphomet and all that stuff or whatever, whatever. Let me tell y'all something about that real quick, and then I'll go back to what I'm saying. What if I told you all that stuff exists as a psychological tool to keep you involved and socially engaged? What would you say if I told you that? That there is and are sects that exist that control certain things, motivate certain things, influence certain things, or whatever, whatever. Yeah, that I agree with you with. But they're not to the degree that you guys think they are. And actually, the power that you put into explaining them, the power you put into speaking against them, actually gives them more power. And makes them work more efficiently and quickly the more that you speak about it. Meaning that basically how you reverb on social media and you talk about conspiracy theories, or, this one is controlling this one, or this one is making sacrifices. I've heard it all in the chat room. As you're doing that, keep in mind that you're aiding to a mechanism and a theory, and you're aiding to fear. And that's how the brain registers it. You're aiding to fear of not only yourself, but to the people that you're beholden part of. And a lot of y'all not gonna believe me. But a lot of y'all never been in the music business. So I don't care if you believe me or not, I have. I know what it is. And that's what they do. So fear, confusion, and later happiness from the person who solved the problem. That's how the work in the business works. So if you don't believe me, I would invest in going to check out neuroreceptors. Look that up, neuroreceptors. I'll say it again, neuroreceptors. We all have them. Any cognate walking human being has neurocapacitators. Go check it out. I implore you to go check it out and look at the definition and come back here after you have, if you do. You will find that first of all, it is a short form of basically saying your neural transmitters, meaning these are little wires that are in your brain that give you different emotions, register information for you, keep information when you're a child, learning behaviors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're your neural links. This is where you get that term from, what's this guy's name of Tesla? I forgot his name right now. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but you guys know who I'm talking about. This is why he developed a product called the Neuralink. And basically it's supposed to be for people that it's supposed to be a purpose of having, and I'm going to get back into the Bootsy thing and all that stuff, because I know y'all want to hear the gossip, but I'm trying to explain something to y'all so we don't have more. Y'all never heard it being taught to y'all. I understand what you mean, because not only taught, but when these other people talk and they try to explain stuff to you, they want to dumb it down Or they want to give you the hoity-toity explanation, well, specifically, and and articulate a whole bunch of crap that don't need to be articulated. And this has been the way of the business for a long time. That's what blacks fail right there, and Latinos, because they fall into that little thing of trying to talk like the kings and the queens. And, hello, oh, yeah, well, I think that is impossible. You're trying to redefine what can I say, decadent, and cover it and make it coveted in ghetto crap. You understand what I'm saying? To be real specific with you, and it's looking crazy. I saw that picture that Usher put up of his brand new daughter, and I ain't talking about his daughter. The daughter's beautiful. It was in the manner that he put his daughter up, with Chanel all over her, and this is the baby didn't even have his eyes open. I'll put the picture up for y'all so y'all can see. Beautiful, beautiful baby, beautiful kid, beautiful mother. But this, I guess, is too much. Why you got the little girl looking like she's 30-something years old? Now perverts and stuff are looking at the kid. There are people out there that are into stuff like that, Yeah. Your neuroreceptors make it possible for you to inject or reject certain information, certain things, certain events. It allows you to remember them as well. Trauma, anxieties, all these things are triggered by neuroreceptors, as well as music. Music triggers them too. And music acts as a dopamine for many of these activities. So with the music business and what you're seeing with incidents with Mo3, incidents with Bootsy, Benny the Butcher, and everything else, is you see a repetitive message. And that repetitive message, no matter what form it's delivered in, it's recognized by the dopamines in your brain. And the reason it's recognized by the dopamines in your brain is because basically it's a feeding mechanism for that hunger, thirst, or high. So your body gets and your mind gets particularly awakened by a certain type of drug. And in this type of drug, we would call it violent tone type of drug. And that violent tone type of drug, like I said, this is not a theory. You can look all this stuff up on your own. If you do further research more than a lot of people would, you would understand what I'm talking about. So basically, as you're feeding your neuroreceptors with this music, it starts to turn you mentally. And now, just like a drug addict or alcoholic or anything else, you now become violent and have violent outbursts and everything like that when you have lack of or have too much of said dopamine fulfiller, which would be the music. You enact and you react as a drug addict would, violently, with outbursts, incoherent tones. That's why you hear some of these kids talking like, yeah, you know what I mean? We was like, bang, bang, you know what I'm saying? Non-coherent talk. Some would call it the talk of tongues when I was going to church when I was a kid, But this is why you get these things. This is why you get non-contative teens that sit in interviews like you saw years ago, maybe 2 years ago with Bonk. Remember that guy used to run around? He was so drugged up and so high, he was leaning up against a wall in an interview with, I think it was Adam 22 it might have been, and fell out in front of everybody. He was a drug addict, That's how most people would call it. But the music actually is a coattail and a segue for the harder drugs. Y'all want to get into that? See, what they leave out is, and guys, please hit that like button, share, please share. I got a whole album with y'all. I want to talk to you about some real stuff here. What they don't mention, and my Cash App is $STRINGERBELL80 for that person that asked. Thank you so much. Let me read some of these comments real quick right after I finish this, but I want to get to this so I don't have a brain fart. What you have to understand is it's the same way that those dopamines are filled by that music or whatever, they also embrace and bring on and contribute to being a drug addict. Hence, you get this. Out of all those rappers that died, those now 30, out of those, it was 28, now it's 30. I hope y'all realize that. When I was first speaking on it, I said 28, y'all remember? And that was 2 days before King Von got killed. 2 days before that. You can go down there, it's still on my page, it ain't go nowhere. The funny thing about it is, and I don't mean to laugh, the funny thing about it is now that we're almost on number 30, this is not going to stop here. Because see, it could have been actually 31 if they would have got Bootsy or they would have got Benny the way they wanted to get him. Or the accident that would have happened. Out of those deaths, those 28 deaths, a lot of those kids died from drug overdoses. As did the ones last year, they died from drug overdoses. So they either died, so you got to put this in perspective. They either died from drug overdoses or they either died from actions that were taken on by the subculture of African American culture. Because a lot of people get that mistaken. They think that, and I get that even when people interact with me. You understand what I'm saying? They think because you dress a certain way or you look a certain way beyond their perception that you're going to talk a certain way or hear or answer to a certain tone or octave. And I will say, compared to New York versus where I am here, it's definitely more prevalent here. Now, I've had it happen in New York as well, let's not put that and pretend that didn't happen. But I would definitely say it doesn't have the complexity that it happens here in Connecticut, this part of Connecticut. Now, in the other part of Connecticut that I know, and y'all know what I'm talking about, those that follow me, I ain't gonna say that out loud, but in the other part of Connecticut where I belong, let's put it that way, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. Like, you don't have to talk shuck and jive to me for me to understand you, especially when you're using 70s slang. You understand what I'm saying? Please remember it's 2020, But it happens. These kids are dying from violence invoked from music, the actions invoked from the music, and the drug usage that is commonly mentioned in the music. I ain't heard so many people mention drug. Like, listen, everybody used to talk about smoking that L. That used to be a big thing. Smoke yours. Shout out to California. I just want some lean. And they sound like they on lean. I just popped a Zanny. And sound like they pop on a Zanny. I just want some dust. And I did it what I was to know. Hey, hey. That's all you can come up with if you that high. Hey, hey. I want to smoke some hell. None of them said they want to smoke some bud. That's crazy. All right, let me read some of these comments because I owe y'all. Low vibration noise. Yeah, that's what it is. Dumbed down noise, aka this so-called music. This is not music at all. Monique Hill, what's going on? Sherry Pendleton, once again. It's Stringer Bell 80. That's right, y'all. It's all capital letters, STRINGERBELL 80. Hit that link, man. We're going to talk. Somebody put in that cash app name. Thank you, Polo the Don. I appreciate you. I seen the audio engineer tune the bass and song to make people hip bones move. It's frequency. It definitely is frequency. You know what I'm talking about. The thunder sound. If you've ever been in the studio, which I have, and you guys can go on my page and just hit my name and then hit video, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of videos of me in Daddy's house recording studio several times, recording or whatever. That's Puff Studio, and I can tell you this by one song that I made. It was called Thrones, and the bass line in it is like dum 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 da dum 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 dum. Thongs, Gucci all the time, every Gucci all the time, hell, every chick one time, Gucci all the time, ho, power, get another dollar, Gucci all the time, ho, we on our every dollar, hit it all the time, ho, Gucci, hey, take Gucci, hey, yeah, Gucci all the time, say Gucci all the time, and that's how the song go, right? That's the chorus of it. But the horns that hit down, they go dum 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 thongs. Y'all can listen. Y'all can go on my page and it's on it. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna unblock that. I'm gonna release it. Nobody y'all purchase it. How about that? Let me do that. Let me think. I ain't gonna let y'all hear my music for free. I gotta make a dime, Janet. It's hard times out here, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these rappers being attacked. And I said it. I said a lot of these rappers will start getting attacked because one, people are starting to see through it, especially the youth, and they're starting to see through the Chuck, where you have a lot of these rappers that are collecting millions and millions of dollars. And like I said earlier, I don't understand how people can, and I'm not hating on Lord Jamal. I can't understand how people are on millionaires podcasters and they're giving up $200 just to be seen on the screen. What does that mean? Like, can somebody define that for me? What does that mean? you know. So it's like it's crazy that it's other people that's in hard times other than me, and to be quite honest with you, some that are in worse situations, you know what I mean, way worse situations, and we don't help them. But we help multimillionaires. They decide to do a podcast and say, let's give them 200, 300, 400, $500 in the middle of a pandemic. This is the type of decision making. This is the type of imbalance that's in the culture mentally right now, man. And that frequency, as this person was just talking about on here, is very elusive right now. And the only way that y'all can stop it is stop consuming it. I mean, that's it. That's it. And it's very hard to pull off. I know. You know why I know? Because it's like me smoking a cigarette. It's hard. I don't want to see any more kids get shot or anything, and I just said that this morning, and here we go again. Thank you, Meow. I would love to say thank you, Sherry. Sheila Eccles, sending my love. What's going on, 716 already? I don't really know how to send you any funds. Sherry, you can just go into the description box right now. In this video, there's a description box right there, and you can just send it right there, or you can just hit Stringer Bell 80 Cash App if you have that. If not, there's a link in the description box where you can sign up for Cash App using my link, and you'll get $10 once your account information is linked, meaning your routing number, so you can send and receive cash. All right. Yeah, Benny got shot. Hey, how you doing, Roxanne? Once again, I just want to make sure I didn't miss him. I was just listening to Marvin Gaye. What's going on? Timeless. Yes. What's going on? I don't know. But there's a problem down in Texas, though. Something in the water down there. I don't know what's going on. But 3 incidents in 1 week, that don't sound good for Texas when it comes to the police department and all that. You know, you run up on somebody in the highway and blow their brains out on the middle of the highway, that's pretty much action reason enough for the police to show up. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we can't just call it, what it is. Sometimes it's just good police work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to fault the police for being involved or turning up or anything else when people is running up on people on the highway, chasing them down after they done wrecked their car. Honestly and truthfully, if you felt that way about homie, y'all could have beat him down. I'm talking about Mo3. Y'all could have beat him down, whatever. But since a lot of y'all mammy raised, you know what I mean? Strictly mammy raised, you have emotions like a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Feminine emotions. And the music induces it, and you can tell it by the way a lot of these cats dress. You know what I'm saying? The purses. I wear slim jeans, and sometimes I wear slim freaking what's the names, but they're never to accentuate my body, because I know I'll be around other men and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. I done seen some dudes out here, I swear my hand full of God, look like they wearing a panty liner. You know what I'm saying? Like, all facts. Y'all give me 1 second here. I'm trying to make sure I adjust this real quick. I done seen some dudes out here look like they wearing a panty liner. And I'm like, what's going on, Chief? What part of the dish is this? It's crazy. And they'll be standing right in front of you on the subway or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? And just sitting there and primping. You know what I mean? These are feminine behaviors. That's what girls do when they go to the club. You ever seen 2 girls in the club and they got the same dress on and they run into each other? What they do? They either gonna side-eye each other, or either they gonna get into something at some point or another when enough drinks kick in. Every time I've ever been to the ball all across this beautiful country of ours, drinking the finest and all kinds of liquors and all my travels, I'm gonna tell you 60 to 70% of the time it's been girls in the club starting fights. You know what I'm saying? Or if some dudes get into it, they're getting into it over a chick. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, but a lot of chicks are just loudmouths to be show-offs. You know what I'm saying? They want to show that somebody care about them or something like that. You know what I mean? And I understand that. But you got to understand, too, sometimes you got to check your chick. You understand? Because she's doing reckless behavior. And then if you ain't checking her and you see she doing reckless behavior, then I got to question your judgment and how your leadership is with this broad. I done had chicks that I done dated or whatever, and I tell them real quick, hey, yo, cut that out. We don't do that. NY and NCT. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I had my chick that I was with for over 7 years. Straight up, she went to a bar with me. Chick started arguing with her, said she didn't want to serve her for whatever reason, whatever. She started arguing. I said, we don't do that. I got it. You know what I mean? Because I know how quickly it can turn up. You know what I'm saying? People get dropped for stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you got to watch where you these chicks you're with. In Mo3's case, he was at this chick's house where reports are saying over and over and over again. And when people like Harvey Lyman, shout out to Harvey over there at TMZ, when they get involved in stuff and start reporting stuff, most of the time I start, it ain't because of them, but when that aspect of the white media get involved, I know that it's not gonna be long before the bigger headlines get involved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's tragic. I don't know what's going on down there in Texas, but I know it's a lot about poverty. Texas is one of the few states that lifted their memorandum before January 1st, as far as housing is concerned, and as far as evictions are concerned. So right now, what's happening with them is, hold on one second, guys. So right now, what's happening with them is this. I'm sorry about that. I had to hang up real quick. What's happening with them is this, right? In Texas, their eviction bans lifted, I believe it was about a month and a half ago now. So you have a lot of people getting evicted down there or in the eviction process. And when they do, they start to run freight. The economy down in Texas, I don't know what it is currently. If you are from Texas and you know anything about Texas, please text us in. I bet women like me can't even flirt no more. So disgusting. What do you mean by that? They too scared for old school fight using their hands. All mouth. This is so disturbing. Yeah, I bet women can't even flirt no more. So disgusting. Monique, you have to tell me what you talk. Is that Monique Hill? Yeah, but she got a dude's picture there. Is that a girl? Yeah, that's a girl. Okay. Well, you have to tell us what you mean by that, because I'd like to know what you mean by that. You can't even flirt no more. I mean, I think I know what you mean. A lot of women nowadays are very scared of a lot of things, different things going on in the streets, and a lot of these violent cats is out here. Yeah, she's right. You can end up in the back of a trunk or something or whatever. But right now, we're talking about something else. We're talking about Mo3 allegedly getting set up by a female. Possibility versus she didn't know and some gangsters just followed her. Could be either way. I'm just saying it could be either way. Let me see else. I bet women I mean, it's more bisexual men out here. I'm only a woman. Yeah, sweetheart, we're not talking about no bisexual men and all that. You got the wrong channel for that. I think there's a couple channels that might, adequately benefit you a little bit better. But over here, we don't move like that. This man was at a woman's house, so I don't even know how that came into fray. But this man was at a woman's house, and no matter if somebody followed her there, or no matter if she did the setup herself, I gotta question her. And I don't need no deterrence, I don't need no deterrence or whatever to actually, get past that fact. So, I'm glad that you're here. I really am. And I hope that you stay here. But that is not the topic of choice on my wave. Is that cool, Monique? And I hope you don't take no offense to that because I meant none. All right? But we don't do that right here. Whatever the case is or whatever, you know what I'm saying? This chick had some involvement. And that's how I feel. A lot of people go say it's coincidental and the dudes just followed it there, but it's just too much together like that, and I've seen stuff like this before, not only here, but in New York, a lot of places. I even been a victim of it before, you know what I'm saying? Well, I showed up at this chick's house or whatever, and I felt like she was trying to set me up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, A lot of women are not confident with themselves, and a lot of men are not confident with themselves, and a lot of these boys that these women's raised solely by themselves are not confident with themselves. And that falls in a problem of its own. See, if you're not comfortable with your masculinity or whatever, or you're not comfortable in the way you look or the way you talk, well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start being a follower. And that's what hip-hop needs. This brand of hip-hop needs followers. See, I'm still an artist, you know what I mean? And I don't knock any artists out here doing their music because I know what it is. But what I do knock is if you continually keep making crappy music or music that you know is potentially harmful to the people and you cool with it. Slim Thug just talked about it today. I got some other people that I got round up that I'm going to interview, so y'all should definitely stay with me because I'm going to have some artists coming on here that I know in the business, and hopefully, they can give you some perspective too or whatever. We're just trying to figure out the kinks. I'm learning more and more kinks as it goes. Like, before when I was doing these lives, I'm going to get back to what I'm saying, but before I was doing these lives, I couldn't figure out how to put my links in the description box, which was a challenge in itself. And so I figured that out on my own. I figured out a lot through YouTube Studio, and I'm learning it as I go. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me. But I'm learning it as I go when I have time. I have other things I have to do, like two of the potential places I want to go. One of the behaviors that I've been having lately is, and routines rather, is filling out on Indeed for jobs in that city. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to already be prepared. One, if y'all get me to my gold or my cash app or GoFundMe or whatever. But two, I know inevitably it's going to come. I cannot stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all saw the video with my man yesterday before I took it down, I took that down beyond his request because I understood what he was saying. So I deleted the video. You know what I mean? And I will never put it back up. So it's gone. But if you saw that video, my man explained the same thing that I was already predicting, which was they ain't gonna house nobody. There's no guarantee for housing here in Connecticut. So it's very paramount for me to get the funds I could do to get the hell up out of here. So you'll notice if any of my accounts, especially the GoFundMe, you can see not a dollar has been touched. So I'm not buying new sneakers. This what's the name was $2.99. This hat was 99 cents, and this jacket was the most expensive thing I got on, and that was from the donators, and that's the only thing I took out money for besides food. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know and it's your first time here, I stay in a homeless shelter. You know what I mean? And I'm formerly a Bad Boy Entertainment. I'm very well known to run the Manx. So if you just coming here now, that's who I am. And welcome. I appreciate every last one of you. I really do. The problem right now, and all the links are in the description, so you just press the description box and, whatever, everything, anything, whatever, don't be embarrassed, and I will announce you on the screen, you know what I'm saying, to just let people know that your contribution is welcomed and thanked. It's hard. Going alongside that, like I said to you guys before, you're going to see the same thing happen. You know what I mean? And that is, you're going to see more and more rappers get confronted, more and more rappers get attacked or whatever, because I have to say this to the community of rappers and superstars out there. Your influence has been great, but your contributions have been low. And I tried to warn y'all of this earlier. You're getting on Instagram Live and Facebook Live showing your whole thing. I saw where somebody was talking about Bootsy was giving out his location basically because he did a live at a jewelry store before he left out where he was at. So that's why his thing might have got shot up. You know what I'm saying? A Sprint van. And that's not the regular van from what I'm hearing that he's usually in. He's usually in a bulletproof joint, or he owns one. The KKK don't have nothing to do with this because clowns doing the work for them. Exactly. KKK, they always want to blame the white man. It ain't got nothing to do with the white man. XX Extension now. I don't know what that means, Kaylin. But yeah, he and you don't like men? I don't know. Is Slim Thug cool with it? Slim Thug was not cool with Mary Israel. There's a video on my page here, and you can check that out. I'm just trying to see if I need to delete somebody. Mo3 stupid. I was just trying to see if I needed to delete somebody, but I think they're cool, and I think they just misspelled something. But yeah, because I ain't gonna be doing no more. Mr. Gilmore was my last rebuttal video. I ain't doing no more for a minute anyway, but I eat at him. Y'all gotta check that video out. Mr. Gilmore, happy tooth. I ain't blocking me either. Shout out to Mr. Gilmore if he show up. It's all fun and games. Guys, I'm gonna say like this, there's a lot of sauce out here, a lot of different things going on, and these things that's going on ain't good things, they ain't a good look either. And when that police pressure start coming on down there in Texas, a lot of people go, along with consideration of going into another lockdown, ain't nobody gonna be seeing no money. So y'all need to talk to some of these boys down there, and that's why I said Jay Prince may need to come out in the streets. Like when I say come out in the streets, I mean walk around the streets, just like I mentioned about Puff Diddy. You need to come to New York. You ain't been in New York in a long time, visibly. And you need to walk through Harlem. You need to walk through the Bronx. You need to walk through Brooklyn, especially St. James. You need to go over there to Fulton, get you a plate of food, and see what's going on currently in New York City. Because I just watched Chuck Schumer do a press conference earlier today, and he's talking about the disdain and how they're getting ready to lay off MTA workers because there ain't no ridership. That includes the Metro North, Jersey Path train as well. They all MTA workers, you know what I mean? And they about to furlough most, if not all of them, in a short while because the city can't afford it. And why? Because there's no stimulus. See, that's the key to all this. they're going to have to get a substantial portion of stimulus to quell the stuff down. If they don't quell it down, I know y'all don't like getting political, but this is the solution to it. Or either you can hit links like mine and let me continue doing what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that I could bring y'all, and I can't do it because I don't have time. Like, right now, I got to pay my phone bill again because I done used up my data going live with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think they said, was it 85% cap or whatever? So, you know what I mean? I had to come out here, and I'm sitting in the cold while I'm doing this for y'all. But I care enough about kids and, like, the future and stuff like that to do this. So it don't matter if I'm cold. You know what I mean? It's cool. I get back inside, you know what I'm saying? But y'all can hit that link if y'all like to. It's in the description box, $STRINGER80, BELL80, excuse me. That's Stringer Bell 80. Somebody write that in the comments section if anybody doesn't want to hop off and go to the description box, because somebody write Stringer Bell 80 at Cash App for me. I appreciate it. But dude, it's more and more people withheld from stimulus. As more and more people of color are put in turmoil, like I told you before, you're going to see more of this from the young boys, especially. They're going to be running up on people and everything else. So my best advice to a lot of you hip-hop stars is start making yourself visible doing some philanthropic work. Start making yourself visible by going up to some stranger randomly and without any cameras, without any entourage, and being like, yo, look, here go $200. Don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't give it to somebody that look like a drug addict. You know what I mean? Give them a gift card for food or something. But if you find somebody, well, don't even give them that. Take them to get some food, because they'll take that and they'll hustle that. You know what I'm saying? But make sure that you're doing something hand in foot and hand in hand with the community. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving about to come up. I know I'm gonna spend Thanksgiving by myself. I'm already prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already looking forward to that. I'm gonna spend Thanksgiving by myself. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I have enough change. I can go get me a room. I sit up in the room all day. You know what I mean? Watch TV or something like that. Whatever. Maybe give me a pizza or something. Who knows? You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be my first time. I had to do it last year and the year before that too. You know what I mean? It's been a terrible 3-4 years for me, but you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of good things too. So we want to look on a positive note of that. There's been a lot of good things that have happened, a lot of good interactions. It's not even a global reset. It could be, thank you, Mary, and thank you in that. I don't think it's a global reset, Yama, but I understand what you're saying and your contention of what you're saying. At one time when Pangea existed and, you know, global freezing and global catastrophe happened, it has happened before. Maybe this is just our turn. I don't know. You know, there's old stories of it. You know, Noah's flood, the Battle of Gilgamesh. You know, there's all kinds of stories of it. So I get what you're saying in the comparison. I just don't like to be the type of person that automatically goes to the finish line and says, yeah, that's what it is. You know, I don't like to be that guy. It is, though. They want to destitute everybody so well, rely on the state for universal income. I can see where you're coming from with that, but universal income doesn't work if you don't have any GDP. See, if you don't have any GDP, do you know what GDP is? That's gross domestic product. If you don't have any trade or any commerce going on in society, and you don't have any businesses backed up with that trade or GDP advancing, what happens is you have a systematic shutdown. You understand? And that systematic shutdown, I implore you to look this up, that systematic shutdown happens when businesses are not running awry as they usually do, which you're seeing right now. You know, I just mentioned that I watched a press conference with Chuck Schumer today, and one of the, I believe it was the New York senator, it was about 4 of them doing the whole process. So you should listen to this. And so one of the things she said, as businesses start to come to the realization that dining outside isn't an option anymore, as the cold weather emerges. Dining outside isn't an option anymore as the cold weather emerges. All right? Put that in perspective there. As the cold weather emerges, it doesn't become an option anymore. So the bulk of businesses right here in the town I'm at are mostly restaurants and bars. And they're locally owned restaurants and bars. Like, a lot of people won't understand that or whatever, but this is a rural part of Connecticut. So most of the businesses that are out here where I'm at, and I would say the same way with the Bronx and Harlem and many other places too in the Northeast, they're mom and pop owned. There's no J.C. Penney's downtown. There's no Starbucks downtown. There's no Dunkin' Donuts downtown. There's a local mall here that used to employ a lot of people. Now that mall is working at a 30% capacity as far as stores are in there, because there was a whole 4 or 5 months that those businesses were shut down. You understand what I'm saying? The whole entire mall was shut down. A lot of people, for some reason or another, either didn't experience in their locale the lockdown, or chosen to totally forget about it in their own delusion. You know what I'm saying? Which I attribute to hip hop and hip hop media. You know what I'm saying? Especially outlets like Bossip. I can't stand Bossip. They the ones that did the interview with that little punk Tekashi 6ix9ine joint, you know what I'm saying? And that African sister that owned that joint over there. One of the things I hate to say like this, but I'm gonna say it. Jacquay, whether we still friends or not, whatever, but I still love you, boy, if you see this. Jacquay ended up being on Love and Hip Hop. And Love and Hip Hop is ran by a Haitian woman. The woman that runs Bossip is actually an African woman. And then there's another outlet from another woman who is from, I believe, Uganda too, and I forgot what it is. It's Young Black and Famous or something like that, YBF or something like that. One thing that all these publications, media publications, have in order and in unison is that they all particularly do 3 formulas. Bash men no matter what, even if they're absolutely right. 2, make the woman look like she is a golden soldier, no matter if she got caught with the gun in her hand. And then 3, make sure that you make American black culture look as disorganized, unadvanced, primitive as you possibly can, but adding a laugh aspect with it. That what sums up for me for outlets like Bossip and things like that. I've always thought that. Yana, we are going through the new world. Okay, I don't do all that stuff. I don't do that. I know I am speaking for decades later, but it's mapped out for the same goal. You don't know what's mapped out. Hi, Dad. Positivity is the way your day is coming when you least expect, my friend. Thank you very much, Star Pepper. Yama, true. Yama, I'm cool with you on everything else, but I don't get into. See, when you get into what you're dealing with right now, what you're talking about, is you're talking about conclusions, or the better word for it would be, I don't accept, I want to say this right. Give me 2 seconds here. You are, it's not extremist. The word will come to me in a minute. If somebody knows it, they can type it in. But the word I'm looking for specifically to define what it is someone that's a projectionalist for the worst. You know what I mean? And this has to do with thinking process too. So that's why I say a lot of people, I'm gonna stay a little bit longer with y'all, because a lot of people think they've just been poisoned by white people. But you haven't been poisoned by, I wasn't calling you pessimistic. That's not what I was looking for. Actually, the word was going to define what I thought you were trying to invoke, see? And that's another thing that the music and the culture does. And these, who the hell do y'all guys listen to on YouTube? Like, I followed a couple of them, and I'm like, yo, these people don't have any credentials whatsoever that you're listening to and you can get ideals from. Like, people were actually listening to Alex Jones, and I'll give it to Alex Jones. He got the 9/11 thing right. There was circumstantial evidence pointing towards that, including from the FBI, NSA, and everybody else, would easily lead you to conclude that even if you wasn't Alex Jones, if you had a thinking cap on for 5 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not, and the Bohemian Grove thing, okay, that's cool, but that's a whole bunch of old men that are senators and presidents and everything else, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Their goals and their mantras are totally different than the hip hop business. Yes, they mingle in and they talk to people in the hip hop business or whatever. But if you watch that Alex Jones video, you would notice very collectively 2 things. 1, nobody there is a person of color. That's 1. 2, these are all presidents, senators, or whatever. These are no rappers. There's no superstars there. There's none of that there. You understand? It's 2 totally different things. Do I think political influence goes into what's in it? Yes, it always has. It always has. The influence is from the music. Jeezy's My President is Black. I don't care what nobody say, got President Barack Obama elected. Okay, he got President of Barack Obama elected. will.i.am helped get President Barack Obama elected. Beyonce helped President Barack Obama get elected. Okay, let's not forget that. They helped get them elected. You understand what I'm saying? Not 1 time, but 2 times. 1 time, 2 times. 2 times. Helped get them elected and then reelected. Music. So yeah, music has its influence in that category. But as far as this new world order thing and all that stuff or whatever, yeah, do I think it's there? Do I think it's defended by just what you say, or just with a couple of bloggers who have no history within the political field, don't have any history within the hip hop field or working within the hip hop business, don't have any history 10 or 15 or 20 years ago with some celebrities that they sit down and here and there interview, you know what I'm saying, for an hour, 2 hours or whatever. I don't care if you interview, and I say this 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. I don't care if you interview an artist for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Unless you was there and you lived through those experiences with them, you're not going to understand nothing that's going on. It is the same equation if you was an NBA player and people are trying to live vicariously through Michael Jordan. It's delusional. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to tell you don't have your cautions. Always have your cautions and always think openly and optimistically. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is some of the conclusions you come through with these theories and, oh, I know what's going on and I know the answer, you know, that approach, I don't do very well because I'm like, okay, so where's your evidence to point to it? What, a documentary you saw on YouTube, a post you saw put up by your favorite blogger on Facebook, an Instagram post you saw that you thought was inspirational. Hell, I put up inspirational posts all the time. You know what I'm saying? Does that mean I'm a shaman? Does that, you know what I mean? Like, spiritualism, esotericism, and many other cynical forms of thinking are the biggest poison that's ever been delivered to black people, and y'all just don't get it. You just don't get it. And I understand why you don't get it, because you refuse to get it. But your cynicism, your narcissism, your attraction to greed, your attraction to everything shining, silvery, and your lust for it is going to be your demise, either here on earth or in hell. There's a story about that. A couple stories about that. You're so greedy that you're actually willing to let the culture itself demise itself. And I already told you earlier, your numbers are demising as your children are killed by the influence of the music. And a lot of you guys, especially the women, a lot of you had your tubes tied, a lot of you didn't, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, you're a little too old to have babies now, whatever, I understand. But the ones that are too old to have babies or can't have babies anymore, you can't repopulate the numbers fast enough. And see, what happens is, this is common math. What happens is, with all, you know, I'm not a speaker against interracial dating, nor am I a proponent for, you know, you do what you want to do. But as more and more as that is influenced, you start seeing a subculture of the once culture that came out. So this was tried before in other countries. I mentioned Trujillo and the Dominican Republic when he tried to lighten the whole entire country. I'll actually share that in the community sections. You guys have to check out the community section. Just press my icon or press my name and swipe over to the left. Start from the right. Start from the left and swipe over to the right and hit community. You'll see a whole bunch of posts in there from me. But Trujillo in the Dominican Republic, he tried to lighten the whole Dominican Republic. So at one time, I would say the whole island kind of looked like me. You know what I mean? Latino, but black. You know what I'm saying? Latino by, I would say Latino by nationality, but not necessarily by culture, because light-skinned Dominican culture and black Dominican culture are very different, very different. And mestizo, which is the one that's in between, that's kind of like a yellow complexion that you guys are so evenly used to seeing. Usually the products back in the day of Slave Master and Slave, which was vividly depicted in 12 Years as a Slave. I think what Kizzy went through was crazy. I think that was her name. And then the fact that he rode off and never saw her again. I just couldn't imagine what happened to her character in 12 Years. Well, not even a character, it was a true story. I just couldn't imagine what happened to her. Like, I would love to know that story. What happened to her? Patsy, that was her name. It's a sad story, man. Hey, Davin, I'm from Brooklyn. If you need money, if you ever in Brooklyn, I will help you. No, I mean you just hit the links. I don't go through people's houses and stuff like that. I don't do that. I don't do no meetups. I don't be calling people. Somebody was on my thing yesterday told me, yo, call me, call me, call me. I'm like, I'm not calling you. I got in touch with two people, and those two people that I got in touch with, right? It was crazy because they started acting a little weird. So I was like, yo, all right, I knew this was a bad idea from the get-go, but I'm gonna try it. One friend of mine though, I'm super cool with, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sarah. That's my homegirl right there. You know what I'm saying? I've never talked ill about her, but and I never talked ill about the other one either. It's just like, that whole meetup thing or whatever, slinging some D for some money, what? I'm not a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that out the way. I ain't got no OnlyFans page, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I could be doing. I know I'm a good looking guy. People be like, yo, why don't you go swing some D to a chick? Because I don't want to swing no D to a chick right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have beautiful women in my life. You know what I'm saying? But I've always kept girlfriends. I know this is a little off topic, but I just want to put this out there. I've always kept girlfriends. My last relationship was 7 years. That was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I was very hurt traumatically. Y'all don't even know, but I'm gonna do a whole cast about that one day. But subsequently, I ended up getting stabbed 3 times by my ex. It was some shit that went down, and she was cheating. I speculated she was cheating again. I went through her phone, saw a whole bunch of messages, emails sent, and stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, and we got into it. I took the licks. You know what I'm saying, and kept it moving. You welcome to come with me and my family to eat. I lost my mother in May. My nephew, the cops murdered him, shot him 20 times, and I lost my first cousin, passed away. So my heart is here to help you in any way I can. Thank you very much, Sherry. Yeah, that's why I left New York. That's why I left New York. Like, I cannot live in New York the way New York is right now. Not the way New York is right now. If I lived in New York right now, like even when I go down, I gotta have a pistol with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, cause my nickname Cowboy. I ain't into the starting no shit with people, nothing like that. I'm chill, but like the vibe now. Like when I go to NY, I haven't been there in a week now. I went there 2 days before the election. Yeah, so I was in NY for 2 days. It was very relaxing where I was at. I know the area, you know what I'm saying? So, and I know people over in the area where I'm at, so it's a little bit different. But if you just walking through New York on a regular and don't nobody know you and you a tourist or something like that, it sticks out, especially right now. But people can tell who from the town and who ain't. So it'd be kind of funny and weird because the way people move nowadays, it's like motherfuckers be prowlers, man. They be prowlers. Like people be prowling and everything like that, and that's what happened with Mo3. That's definitely what happened with Lil Bootsy. He was followed. That's definitely what's going on with the Benny the Butcher situation. Don't you find the pattern strange and it makes sense to you? So that's why sometimes when people come on here and they be talking their philosophies and how I should be living life or whatever, I'll be like, first thing I'll be like, yo, if you live in North Carolina and you trying to compare the demographic up here, what's going on up here, to North Carolina, you ain't never been nowhere, huh? Thank you very much, Sherry. Like I said, man, like I don't know what things are gonna go with these shootings, but I think they're gonna get worse. I think there's gonna be more. I said earlier this morning I thought there was gonna be more. And what happened? Benny the Butcher is now shot. Shout out to Griselda Records. You know what I'm saying? Conway. But you know who my ace is over there? Man, you know my ace is over there. I always mess with him. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna say his name, but that's my ace over there. You know what I'm saying? I was not Benny, but Conway. I was promoting them dudes on my page like before they even got the Eminem deal. Now I think they with Jay and Rock Nation, but before they even got that deal, I was promoting them on my page. I mean, it'll take you tons of times, to scroll and find it. But I was promoting them. You know what? I'm gonna do it myself. Take a screenshot of this to prove it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I tell no Chuck. I don't know, man. I don't want to say stop the violence because that's Chuck now. We've been saying that shit for 30 years. I don't want to say y'all cut it out, because then I sound dictator because I don't live in Texas. But what I will say is the violence that's going on nationally is a result directly of not having any stimulus money. And that's what you guys need to look at and take advantage of and pay attention to. You need to help people. I'm not pointing and telling you, but you need to help people. You understand what I'm saying? Not just myself, but many others. So if you feel the need, $STRINGERBELL80. That's Stringer Bell 80. You can donate there or go into the description box. You can hit my PayPal or my GoFundMe, which either one of them you will see that I don't spend any of the money because GoFundMe specifically shows you what I got in my goal. Not a dollar's been taken. You check it a week from now, and a dollar won't be taken. Except to pay my phone bill so I can keep in touch with y'all because using 2G ain't working. You can't even stream nothing. So we're going to take care of that. All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you all for showing up. Please share, and like this. That keeps me going. So the more y'all press that like button, the more, you know what I'm saying, it is. That's right, Ned Fisher. Thank you very much. $STRINGERBELL80. I just want to say one thing before I hop off. I hope y'all got time to stick with me. Um, that money goes towards my goal and my daily expenses. People ask me all the time, yo, how come you don't work out there? Da, 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 da. So, real quick, I'll just explain. We have now had the COVID level of reentry into society, if you want to say, or whatever, reversed here in the whole tri-state. That goes for New York, Connecticut, and Jersey. So now businesses have to shut down at 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Which is already strenuous enough. And I'm pretty sure it's like this across the rest of the country because I've heard other people mention this. But basically, you're lucky if you get a 6-hour day or a 4-hour day, 4 days a week right now, depending on your industry you're in. When I went to the bank to go get that 260 last week to get those folks or whatever, which I got a video up for that, I couldn't afford that. You know what I'm saying? I really couldn't. But I had to do it or, you know what I mean? I'm out. So I had to give it to them. You know what I mean? It's and I'm talking about the homeless. I had to give them money. You have to give them money every month. It's just their rules. You know, it's either that or it's cold as shit out here. You know, and I'm not doing that. That money doesn't get touched. That money is for me to leave here and move the hell on. And the jobs they have here, like I said, most of them are mom and pop places or whatever. To actually be in somewhere and be able to afford here and be stagnant here under this climate, you need to really have a 2 to 4 year specific degree. Yes, I went to college, but it's not in any of the areas that they do. So it makes more sense for me to get stagnant. Then I can do my re-education process. But right now, dude, you can't even think. Like, there's nothing open. So during the day, there's nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? We're out for about 8 to 9 hours during the day. We have to leave there. So when we leave there for the day, we just out on our own. And, you know, everybody says the same thing. I'm bored. We have 9 guys in there with us now, and there's no social distancing because of the need, because there's so many people that are unemployed in the state of Connecticut, so many people that are homeless in the state of Connecticut, or becoming homeless, or leaving neighboring states and coming over like I did. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out of New York. It was terrible there. And anybody that lives in New York right now will wholeheartedly agree with me. It's terrible. I just heard a young lady, where is she at? Sherry, she said, "You're welcome. Come with me and my family to eat. I lost my mother in May. My nephew to the cops and murdered and shot him 20 times. I lost my first cousin, passed away. So my heart is here." You know, New York is not the same city I remember. And you know, I got a few more minutes. I just want to say this, man. You know, nobody's ever asked me what it was like for me living under quarantine for that 4 months or whatever. And I gotta tell you, it's very lonely. Um, the stakes against you, you know what I'm saying? I still feel very lonely. You know, the people I knew out here, they ain't even here no more, most of them. There's a few of them here and I see them here and there, but you know, people got families and stuff like that or whatever. I don't have no family. I don't have no girl, nothing, you know. And ain't no too many girls gonna want me anyway in the situation I'm in. That's why I said, like, you know, all that living with a chick or trying to swing some D to move in with a chick, that ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? I sling some D to have some fun, I guess. You know what I mean? I ain't been intimate with a woman in what, a couple of months now, you know, and it's no fault of mine. It's just, you know, it is the climate. But nah, I ain't trying to move in with no chicks or nothing like that. I'm just trying to move on. So if y'all don't get the point, and a lot of people have their own comments and everything like that, I'm trying to move on, and this is my vehicle, and this is my job right now to direct the news to y'all. And as I say many of times, I'll say it again. I keep looking like that because I'm looking over the side of me just to make sure ain't nobody creeping up on me or whatever. It's just a reaction. I'm a New Yorker, so y'all keep wondering why I keep looking around. That's why I'm outside. See what I mean? I'm outside. So the point I'm getting at is, y'all, Next time you see somebody donate $100 to a superstar that has a podcast, say to them, hell, I know a dude that you can donate it to right now. And I guarantee you they'll be like, hold up. That nigga in a homeless shelter. But really the joke's on them. You donated $200 to a multimillionaire. You dummy. Yeah, I agree with you about the job issues. My sister's a teacher. She said she had a meeting with the interpreters because a lot of her students speak different languages and need help. Yeah, yeah. And these are professions, like a lot of the professions are going to come after the pandemic is over. I'm making the projection that a lot of people are going to have to re-educate themselves in institutions via online, remote learning or whatever to ready themselves for what I believe is going to be a totality of remote learning. You know what I'm saying? And remote work. I don't think the office workplace as it once was statured and set up to be is going to be anymore. I don't think that. And the reason I say that is because when you're in New York City right now and you look at the buildings, you know, we had a 3-story McDonald's, right? Hold on one second. I just want to get something to drink, y'all. My mouth is dry. We had a 3-story McDonald's on 31st and 8th. I had been going to that McDonald's since I was a young boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, during college, I would go over there and eat. Like, that was our spot. You know, I got memories in that McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, memories. I met a girl there that was a friend of mine. I almost got into 2-3 fights up in there with motherfuckers. Like, I remember that McDonald's, you know. I want y'all to get it. And so this was a 3-floor McDonald's. It was huge. It was supposed to be one of the anchor McDonald's. A lot of folks move backwards. Donating $200 to someone that sees that as chump change. Exactly. Like, I'll get to that in a minute, but I want to get to that comment. Don't go nowhere because I'm going to speak on your comment. The funny thing is, that's not the only business that shut down. The Marriott is shut down in Times Square, and there's several other businesses that are shut down in Times Square. You go up Fifth Avenue, that's what I was trying to show y'all in the videos. That's what New York looks now. I'll put a video down below so y'all can check it out. Just vibing through New York City, showing y'all what it looks like, because it looks horrible. And I want you guys to kind of imagine what it's like up here. Most of the rents here in the portion of Connecticut I'm at about $950 to $1,150. In New York, it was $2,300, and it was partitioned through 3 people. You know what I'm saying? It was enough then, because I had people that wasn't even talking to me that I was up around. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't mad at me. They weren't talkers. So it made it very difficult to go through the whole quarantine thing. It was weird, actually. Now I get out here, I've not had nobody ask me, you all right? Are you mentally okay? No, I'm not. All these celebrities are going on OnlyFans, collecting money from fans when they are only doing fine during the pandemic. They're making more money and they're already rich. Fans are paying. That's what I'm saying, Patrice. You get it now, right? That's what I'm saying. Chris Brown just set up a OnlyFans page. It's to do it out of popularity. But if you're donating or spending $20, the going subscription rate with Chris Brown is $20 a month. If that's the case and you have fans doing this and they got $20 to spend, then those same fans should be on somebody that's in need and being like, yo, here you go. Because Chris Brown doesn't need, you know how many Lamborghinis Chris Brown owns? Have y'all seen that? He owns like something like 6 or 7 Lamborghinis. Patrice always come through with the fire. You cannot trust no one in these days and times. I get it. No, I don't say that. I think that I never take that rhetoric. You can't trust anybody, because there are people you can trust. And guys, my Cash App is $STRINGERBELL80. I'm so glad you said that, Patrice. I'm gonna say that one more time. All these celebrities are going on OnlyFans, Instagram Live, and Facebook. I'm gonna add them too, and collecting money from fans when they are doing fine during this pandemic. They are making more money and they already rich. Fans are paying. Shaking my head, which attributes to what I've been trying to tell y'all. These rappers can't. Some of them are performing in places like Minnesota, stuff like that, little small places. But all the major venues, the Miamis, the New Yorks, the LAs, whatever, shut down. They can't perform. So they're trying to find alternatives to supplement an income that they already have. But what they're doing is they're paying on leases. They're paying on rent. That's what they got. Man, this is screaming in my pockets right now. It's been going on for a couple of months. I don't see no end of this. Let me jump on OnlyFans real quick, see if I can get a couple of dollars. That's the mentality. You know what I'm saying? But These same people won't support your boy. I should have been and had that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, but it's the truth. That's my job. I'm NYPD PO. So I'm one of the good ones. I got you. I have no problem with that. I don't care if New York City police officers on my thing. You ain't gonna hear me saying. I had a when I was selling bus tickets. I was one of my little jobs. I had like 5 different jobs in New York. I worked at Madame Tussauds. I worked at, you can verify all this. I worked at Madame Tussauds. I worked at Top Line buses. Anybody in New York got no Top Line? There's over there by Bryant Park. I worked for them. I worked for them for literally only a week. And I'm gonna tell you why. See, basically, you would go sign people up. You had this little portable thing. You go sign people up for tickets or whatever. You get a commission off the ticket, right? That's the hustle. But the problem is that hustle don't work very well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you why it don't work very well. Because so many people don't really want to ride those buses. And this is pre-COVID. Now you got a few people that's coming back to New York or visiting New York because it's cheap to fly right now. And I guess they commission these buses again. But it's run by these guys. Yeah, exactly. It's run by these guys now that are this, in my opinion, this shady. So I left that job. Now, Madame Tussauds, I liked working there. I liked working at Ripley's, believe it or not. I liked working at the Wyndham when I was doing that little gig. I got part of the Wyndham's reward program, messing with them. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, bro? Mike Mo Pro Beats, what's going on? Yeah, so I had some great jobs. I really did. I had some great little gigs. But that's all gone now. That's done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you need at least 2 or 3 jobs. I'm gonna say at a minimum to live in New York, even if you have roommates. You know what I'm saying? You need money to buy food. You need money to do your little frivolous thing, and then you need another one. You're gonna need a half of that income of that second job to do what you want to do and food. But the other half should be totally put towards savings or your immediate bills, and that's how you have to live for a while. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but that's the way it goes. You know what I mean? So here, you don't even have that option. I don't like to put people on camera like that, but if you walked around this town right now and seen the despair in this town right now, it's bananas. If I could show y'all, you know what? I'm gonna do that for you. Y'all stay online with me, all right? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all how actually dead it is out here. All right, so y'all walk with me for a minute. I'm gonna show y'all. I talk about it, but I don't ever show y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all how dead it is out here and how crazy. All right. So this is downtown right here. There's literally nothing open. You might see 1 or 2 cars come up the street, but that's about it. Let's see. Shops that's got that one shop right there that's got the lights on, and there's 1 car coming up the street. Everything else on this street is closed. Everything. There's not 1 store on this street that is open right now. Not 1 restaurant, no nothing. If you don't believe me, I'll walk a little bit closer. You can see there's literally nothing open. Everything shuts down here now early. See, you'll see 1, 2 cars. Those people are going home. So everything right now is shutting down at 10 o'clock. That's the, let me turn this back around. That's the rule right now. So Connecticut just enacted that a couple days ago. Don't get out this wind. Connecticut just did that a couple days ago. So everybody's having to close down at 10 o'clock. You understand what I'm saying? At night. Now on a Sunday, it's extra slow like it was today, and there was nothing open. I went to a little spot that I know, a little coffee shop, because I just wanted to get out the wind a little bit. They weren't open, you know? Nobody's open right now, you know? So I just wanted to show y'all how dead it was for real. So when y'all hear me on here, and I'm saying now Cash App, STRINGERBELL80, Stringer Bell 80, you know, I need them Cash Apps and all that. Peace, what's going on? 305 Capricorn, I need all that to just get by and live, like, you know what I mean? A lot of people was living on Section 8, a lot of people was in the high rises, a lot of people on government programs, and that's how they get by not paying rent, you know? Starting Monday, Chicago on lockdown for 30 days unless you're an essential worker. There we go. I guess they didn't save no money. Lesson learned. Save. When you make the kind of money, you have to be thinking about having something. All those things, it's all in the description box, Mike. Just go to the description box in this video, and the PayPal link's there. The what's the name link is there. GoFundMe. And it's Stringer Bell 80 at Cash App, STRINGERBELL 80. I appreciate you on that, man. So you can find all the links there. Okay, good, man. Thank you. I'll go check it too. Thank you to Mike Pro Beast for the donation, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do. Every amount counts, man. You know, that's the best thing you hear in the background right now is yeah. They shutting down Chicago. I just heard that today. And Minnesota's talking about doing the same thing. Yeah, it's real out here. So everybody running around talking their chest out, talking about how rich they are, big money bag, whatever. Let's see what happens when these what's the names lift, huh? Let's see what happens when these memorandums lift in January. You know, all the memorandums go away in January. Should all those provisions put in place to protect people from getting evicted, they're up in January. That's why I have to check people and ask them how much they know. Actually, are they just making an opinion about certain things? So I'll tell y'all once more, in January, the whole thing shut down. It's over. It's a wrap. So people haven't paid rent for months. Unless another stimulus package is passed, which is trying to get together, which I've heard today when I heard Chuck Schumer talk, but it was more a proposal of anything. We got to get something done. You know what I mean? I saw with his British or European monarch or prime minister or something like that. He made these comments about Kamala Harris that was crazy too. I'm gonna tell you about that real quick. He says, I don't know if Joe Biden is going, he's 77, Joe Biden is. He said, what happens if Joe Biden gets, it moves on? Here's how he said. He said, what happens if Joe Biden moves on? Does that mean the Indian becomes president? We're talking about Kamala. I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying, wow, that's crazy. I'm just reiterating something in the news. That really stuck out to me. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be another shutdown of curfew. And people still being shot and doing lockdown. Exactly in that. People being shot doing lockdown, that's crazy. Damn, I feel like 2021 when it's, wow, damn, I feel like 2021 will be worse than 2020 when it comes to the shutdowns, especially if Biden and Kamala take the office. I think so too, but the best thing and the only thing they can do right now to make things a lot better is get the stimulus out. That stimulus money will help me a hell of a lot. As soon as I get that stimulus out, I'm out. You know what I mean? I don't want to be here. Let me tell you something, and I mean this. I love this town. I really do. I love this place. I love the people here. Even though a lot of them have changed, their lives have changed or whatever, they moved on or moved to different places or whatever. I love this town. I really do. And it really hurts me when I'm in town and I feel like I'm alone, man. You know, like I feel so freaking alone here. I go through the whole damn day sometimes, don't talk to nobody, you know, because it's either the social distancing thing or either two people just, you know, they're not talkative right now. People is in a somber mood, and there's no real place for me to go. The casino, they getting ready to close that down, and you know, it's just everything around me is just like really somber and sad. And I do the same routine every day, so I'm not crying. I'm just saying that the opportunities y'all think I have, I don't. I just don't. We got 9 guys that stay with us in that homeless shelter, and none of them have jobs except for one. My word on everything, and they can't find it because it's just not there to be substantial enough. So what is everybody doing? They're leaving here. They're leaving here. And I need to be the next one in Tulsa. If y'all can help me get it to my goal, I appreciate it. It's $STRINGERBELL80. I look you sincere in your face and tell you I'm not doing nothing with that money but moving, buying furniture, and using that on first, second, and deposit. That's what I'm doing with that money. You know what I'm saying? The going rate from where I'm going is for an apartment is between $750 and $1,000. I think I can do it. I think I can do it with no problem. But I need to do everything. I lost my freaking. That was one thing that broke my heart the most when I made that decision. I said I'm not paying the storage thing. I had 2 storages, ultimately now. I had one that was the main one. I lost everything: my furniture, pictures I had, books I had. I don't even remember all the books. That's the one thing that's got me the worst. Clothes I had for years, stuff that I gotten for free from promos, all that stuff gone. I had pieces of stuff that I had from Bad Boy that you will never see again, or never can get again. Gone, you know, like it's gone. I had pictures of my mom and my sister and myself in there and stuff. It's gone, you know. It's been a rough 3.5 years for me, man. It really has, But it's been some good stuff that's happened, like working with my ex-boss Prez on the Power Moves thing. I always mention that. But yeah, it's just, and sometimes I'll be ready to break down and just like, I don't do it though. I'll be one of the most depressed, happy dudes you ever met in your life. Roscoe Ray is asking me how I went broke. It's not about how I went broke, Roscoe Ray. It's about whole bunch of different things. But you should never ask somebody how did you go broke. It sounds very obnoxious. How did you go broke, bro? I've been watching your vids and I don't understand. Um, you know what, Roscoe? Go back to the very first video that you see down. I asked Diddy for help and didn't get a response. Go down and watch that. Okay, we're not gonna turn it into that. So go down and go to my page and just hit my icon or my name and then scroll down and then you will understand, okay, why this was. I wouldn't expect the stimulus no time soon because your current president is mad because he lost, so a lot of people have to come up with another plan. Now, Kim, I will agree with you on that. Thank you on that. It is 2020. Esto las más loco año. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy year. This is going to come in. She said, Estrado las más loco año. That means it's going to be another crazy year. How did you? Oh, yeah, I'm not reading that. And he wrote it like 4 times. Bet Stringer Bell 80. Thank you very much, Kia, for writing my cash up in there. It's $STRINGERBELL 80. Yeah, that's a very intrusive question. So I put that in that first video or whatever, and I try to move away from that. But a lot of people, somebody came on the earlier a lot of time. Why don't you go with Puff? For what? Puff Rich, he like the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, MD3 Sniper, bro? What's your name on PayPal? Just go in the description box and all of them are on the links and everything are there. Like, you just got to press the button, it'll take you there. So just go into the description box here on this video and just hit that upside down triangle. It's going to float right out for you. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it and you can just press either one of them. It doesn't matter and it'll take you to it. Guys, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. My battery's getting ready to go dead because I'm at like, what? Well, maybe. Hold on. Let me see. I got 10%. Okay, I'm Gucci. I can keep it up for y'all. And I want to give a shout out to Marco Hello. He just sent me $5. He said, keep your head up. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I would not give these. You would not give what? You didn't write the rest of it, Sherry. I would not give these. The people here are good people to come to view me, Whether they got it or they don't got it or whatever, that doesn't matter to me. The people that do got it, that's what's more concerned with me. So share and like my video. Y'all, if you can like the video, that helps too, man. Just like the video and we reach the people that do have disposable income or whatever. I just get tired of people jumping online talking about how rich and how they getting and all that during the pandemic, donating $200, $300, $400, like Patrice said, to OnlyFans people and everything else. They ain't got it. It's $STRINGERBELL 80. Or if you just scroll up a little bit, Roscoe, you'll see Kia Jewel has written it right in there. It's $STRINGERBELL 80. And thank you, Roscoe. See, real cats. See, I know this between real men and fake men. As soon as I see that, I'm gonna make sure I give a shout out to Roscoe. Everybody give me a what's your name? I don't care if it's $2, $3, whatever. I'm giving you a shout. No, I'm gonna give you a shot. It took me a while to figure out this live thing and everything like that, but now I got it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure that I bring y'all the best, man. I talked a little bit earlier. I'm just gonna move on to another notion. I talked a little bit earlier about this whole homeless shelter situation and how they have it concurred here in the state of Connecticut where there's no guarantee for housing. And I've been finding out that there's more and more states that actually like this. They offer 30-day shelter. And after that 30 days, it's dependent on them whether or not they want to give you an extension. I think that is just horrendous for the state of Connecticut with all this money they have here. $STRINGER. David, thanks for sharing your heart and your thoughts. No problem in that. Nah, because it's not just me, it's other people. It's other people that's in the whole situation that don't even get to speak, that you don't even know about, that are walking right around this town. There's literally, I'm gonna say about 15 guys that walk around here, and I see them on a regular basis, daily. You know what I'm saying? And some of them are in way worse situations than I am. Some of them don't even have a shelter to go to, and they have family right here in the town. Their family won't even mess with them. for whatever reason. I don't know, but it seems to be affecting men of color more harder than the women, and that's what I'm seeing. Because all these people I see is men. I see about 3 women out of them, but most of them is men. You know what I'm saying? Most of them is men, and they're not white men. They're men of color. Who's this right here? That's Marco again. Shout out to Marco. Oh, Robert, thank you, Ross. I appreciate it, man. He just sent me 20 cents. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rob for that. If those eviction bans and memorandums get lifted in January, Roscoe, thank you. To Roscoe, pretending gonna come to a halt. Y'all know what I mean by that pretending, because there's a lot of people running around like they multi-millionaires, but they live on the 4th floor of the B building. Riding around $3,000, $40,000 cars during the pandemic, splashing and doing whatever on people. And you seeing the response of the people. These people don't give a damn about you. You can't lead the people no more, like Bobby Glanton Smith would say, without feeding the people. If y'all don't know who Bobby Glanton Smith is, then I guarantee y'all should go ahead and look him up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people call him Uncle Bobby. Bobby Glanton Smith from Zoe Williams' Zoe What Show, and a long-time member of Zoe Williams' Zoe What Show, would tell you that you cannot lead the people unless you can feed the people. You got a lot of these people coming out here of color trying to talk the symbolic, esoteric philosophy crap all the time. You seem like a genuine homie, brother. A lot of rich people aren't rich in spirit as you are. I was never rich. I would say I had some money, but I was never rich. See, it ain't the job of the king to make sure the rest of the kingdom becomes as rich as he is. That don't make sense. No. There's a lot of different videos that I have that I talk about this. I will talk about it again. I promise you guys. I will talk more about Puff and all the stuff and everything that y'all want to hear about that. But it won't be tonight. Tonight is about me. It's about the situation I'm in. It's how I'm cooped up with 9 guys right now. We're all complaining about the same thing. There's no social distancing. But I know those guys don't want to be on camera. I don't want to force them to be on camera. You know what I mean? That's why I asked my friend before I put up that video of him if he wanted to be on camera. And I feel like I almost feel like I betrayed him. I hope he doesn't feel that way. But I apologized to him, and I told him, I said, yo, I understand, everybody ain't like me. I'm just, and, I got to look at my background and everything like that. That's what makes me different, because of the background and job history I had. But I am no different than anybody else that's out here. No different. Thank you very much, Tina Marie. She's I'm rich in spirit. And thank you, Roscoe Ray. I appreciate the same. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow, maybe even possibly tonight. But right now, I got to go charge this phone but cuts off for you, because I'm at 3%, and that thing, low battery thing, keeps coming up. But again, it's $STRINGERBELL80. And if you don't want to use Cash App, you can also use the other 2 donation links found in the description box. And please like this video before and after, and go replay it, and you'll see all the stuff that I was talking about at the top. But I got to make some things about me, because I got to say, I got to secure the preservation of myself. I think I got a lot to offer you guys in the world and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll be ready to break down and cry and stuff, man, but I don't. This ain't gonna kick me down. And I appreciate every last one of y'all that's in here. And like I said, it's StringerBell80 at Cash App, and all the links are in the description. Y'all have a good night. Let's pray that no more rappers get shot, no more young black men do the shooting or being killed. Y'all have a good night.